I'm Nithin and welcome back to PSLE Math 2021 Paper 2 question series, and today I'll be going through question 11. So let's get started. Okay, this is question 11 and it is testing us on ratio and percentage. Okay, so let's get started by reading the question. The number of boys and girls taking part in a quiz are in the ratio of 7:4. Oh, okay. So the boys and girls are in a ratio of 7:4. These students are put into two groups. Okay. So 30% of the boys and 60% of the girls are in group P. The rest of the students are in group Q. Okay, what does that mean? That means that there is actually 100% minus 30%, which is 70% boys, and 100% minus 60%, which is 40% girls in group Q. Okay, so first question, what is the ratio of the number of students in group P to group Q? So they are asking for P is to Q. Give your answer in simplest form. Okay, so let's take down the things that we already know. So we know that boys is to girls is 7:4, right? Okay, now in group P we know that there are 30% boys and how many percent girls? 60% girls, right? So before that, we are going to do the calculation in order to find the number of units each boys and girls are, because you know these percentages are shared by 7:4, right? So basically what we are going to do is 30% of the boys, so 30% of 7. So 30% of the boys means 30%, 30, sorry, I don't think you can see that. So it means that it is 30% of 7, okay? And 60% of the girls mean that it is 60% of 4. So basically what I'm going to do is 30% times 7, which will give me 2.1, and 60% times 4, which will give me 2.4. So the ratio of boys is to girls is basically 2.1 is to 2.4. Okay? Now for group Q. So before that, we are going to find the total for group P, because they are asking for group P is to group Q. So we need to know the total of group P and group Q in order to put the ratio. So the total of group P is going to be 4.5. So let me just highlight that so that we can reference to it later. Okay, now for group Q. So group Q is the same thing. So basically I'm going to do 30%, 70% of 7 and 40% of 4 for the boys and girls respectively. So first let's find the boys. The boys is 70% out of 7, right? So 70 times 7 is 4.9. And if you want to check, right, you can actually take 2.1 plus 4.9 and it will give you a 7. So that's how you can check whether your calculations are correct. And for the girls, we are going to take how many percent? 40% times 7. Times 4, because the girls is 4, which is 1.6. So now to cross check, we can take 1.6 plus 2.4, it will give us 4. So it is right. And now let's just find the total. Before that, let me just write that down. So is 4.9 is to 1.6 boys is to girls for group Q. Okay, so the total for group Q is 4.9 plus 1.6, which is actually 6.5. So let me highlight that. So now we know that the ratio is actually 4.5 is to 6.5. But this is not the simplest form because this is in decimal. So this is actually wrong. You can't give your answer in the decimal ratio. So you have to give your answer as a whole number ratio. So what I'm going to do is to multiply by 2 both sides. So 4.5 times 2 and 6.5 times 2, which will give us 9 is to 13. So this will be our answer for part A. So I do hope you understood my explanation for part A, and now let's move on to part B. Okay, so part B, let's read the question. The number of boys in group P is fewer than 70. Oh, okay, so let me just highlight that. Boys in group P is fewer than 70. What is the largest possible total number of students taking part in the quiz? Okay, so in order for the largest possible total number of students to take part in the quiz, we need to have the largest possible in P. So in group P, there are actually only 2.1 units of boys. So what I'm going to do is to first find the total value of group P and Q. So it's 4.5 plus 6.5, which is 11. So what we are going to find is 11 units. But first we need to find 1 unit. So 2.1 units is actually 63, which is lesser than 70. Do you know why? Because when they say the boys in group P is fewer than 70, we need to have a multiple of the units of the number of boys in group P. If not, it wouldn't work out. So 2.1 is actually a multiple of 63. 63 is a multiple of 2.1. And actually, you can divide 63 by 2.1 and it will give you an answer as well. A whole number answer. And this is supposed to be less than 70, and this is correct. Okay? And another reason why we can't put 70 is because you might think, right, 70, then it will give us when we divide by 2.1, it will give us not a correct answer, which we can't actually use it because it's not the highest possible, because it will go over 70 when we use it. Okay, so that wouldn't work out, because when you round up the answer, when you divide it by 2.1, you actually get a higher number than 70, so that will be wrong, and thus 63 will be the right number for this answer. So 2.1 units is actually 63. So in order to find 1 unit, we are supposed to take 63 divided by 2.1, which will give us 30. And you know they are asking us for the largest possible total number of students taking part in the quiz. Since we already found the largest possible for the boys in group P, we don't need to worry anymore. So now, right, we just need to find 11 units of 30. So 11 units is basically 11 times 30, which will give us 330. So I do hope you understood my explanation for this question, and please do take note about your multiples in this question, because they might trick you with the multiples, and if you don't find the largest number possible for this, you will get the whole question for part B wrong. And I do hope you understood my explanation for the ratio and how the percentage works out in this question, and how to find the simplest ratio possible. And thus, I do hope you understood my explanation for this question. And thank you, and bye bye. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.